In the hospital. Gotta have surgery. Ruptured colon or something. Montgomery. Montgomery. Went to the hospital yesterday.
Wait, who's on?
I thought you said 3.
It's already down.
There you go. Right up.
Got that. Yeah. You think we'll be on part of this? You think whenever we unplug and do that? Check. Check.
The cash is full out. So we need to fix the. Yeah, I think that he's so bad after. Yeah. Don't feel bad. No,
It's like weird.
Yeah, and then I need to take. All right, you're off.
All right.
On that one?
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coaches Show here at TGI Fridays. Sarah Giles here, filling in for Mike B. Cannot be here tonight. I am joined by head coach Jerome Bouchard, forward Nick Curry, and defenseman Mike Switzer.
1, 2, 3. Go, Snakes, go, Snakes, go, Snakes, go.
Coach, lots to talk about tonight. Last week we had 3 games falling. Tuesday in Mississippi, getting a big win Friday night against Fayetteville, and then losing a tough one in overtime to Louisiana Saturday night. So I guess we'll just start talking about the game Tuesday and, you know, what you think went wrong. The only goal for the States came in the third period, Tyler Pearson, and you know, I just want to talk about what went wrong and what you think the guys should have done better.
Well, we'll ask the guys, see what they say, but you know what, Tuesday was a little different. We left, obviously we didn't have a coaches show last week, Monday. Here we left at noon to travel to Memphis. Got there around 7 o'clock, had a nice meal. And then all of a sudden, 10 o'clock show or 8:30 comes pretty early. When I guess when you're not really timed and you throws your timing off when you're used to getting to the game at 5 o'clock. So I think that played a little bit. But we really had no legs whatsoever, no energy. And there was 5,500 screaming kids in there, and it was loud. And it was just a great atmosphere for Memphis, and they came out flying. They had us on our heels right off the bat, and we never really recovered. I mean, there was some kind of crazy goals scored. It was bang plays. They got a couple lucky bounces to start off with, and we never really got going at all.
This question's for Nick Curry and Switzer. The game Tuesday, they did have 5,000 screaming kids there. What was the atmosphere like, and was that different because it was just a constant noise? It wasn't really what you're used to.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little higher pitched than our usual crowd. I don't know if that had some kind of effect on us that we didn't know about, but Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot more people than I actually anticipated. I've never seen so many little kids in one place, but like Coach says, it's for whatever reason we had a slow start to that game and kind of dug yourself a pretty big goal. Mike.
The screaming kids did make it tough to communicate on the ice. They were really loud, and for some reason it was hard to talk to your teammates while you're out there. So I think maybe that might have had a little bit of effect on this. Just scrambling, and we had trouble, and like Coach said, those kids gave Memphis just so much energy and life. I mean, they were just cheering for no reason at all, but it seemed to spark them, and it just felt like an uphill battle the whole way.
Wow, and to me, that's the best I've seen Memphis play. That was the best game that I've seen them play. Come out and they played well. They made a couple changes. They got a couple new players as well. But I mean, we never really got a rhythm. Really, the only three guys that I thought that had a half decent game were the green line. Willie, Patrick McCadden, and Simchuk, and Rowan Cookie there a little bit, but they seem to have their legs, and they were really the only ones kind of creating things. We did have a couple opportunities, but we definitely didn't deserve to win that game.
Coach, when you're going into the third period down 4-0, what do you say to the guys if they're in intermission to get something going?
Well, I really can't say what I say, but no, you know what? I mean, going into the third period, I was more concerned about preparing for the next game. Guys, we need to build on something here. We tweaked a few things. We changed up a couple of our systems as far as our forecheck, where let's take our thinking out of it. Let's just go. We're sending two guys. If we're going to lose, let's lose big and see if something happens. You never know. This week, it's kind of crazy. A lot of people are some teams to be very, inconsistent. And you know what? You can score goals. We have a team that can score goals at any given time. And let's go see if we can create something. And we got the one goal, and that's really all we did. And we never really. We had a couple of shifts in a row where we did create a little bit, but. We just didn't have the energy in our legs, and you can just tell right away.
All right, and you guys came back and practiced during the week, and whatever you guys did, it helped because Friday night you beat the Tyrants 8-0. Talking about that game, it was a big game for Andrew Lowen, getting his third shutout of the season, his 13th of his career. Matt Jared with 4 points tonight, Bryce Williams with 5. Just tell us how important it was to come back after falling like that Tuesday against the Pirates.
Well, we got back late Tuesday night, about 10 o'clock. We had a school visit for Wednesday morning, so pretty much the whole team went to Matthews Elementary and hung out with those guys and did a nice reading lesson, which I think these two guys are our best readers. I think Will Aid and our worst illiterate player is probably not here. He's in Rapid City, so he's working on his English as we speak, I think. But no, we went to the school Wednesday morning, and then we practiced at 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and had a nice little sit down with the guys, and more of a kind of guys. We can't let games like that slip away from us. We have too good a hockey team. And we put ourselves in pretty good position as far as league standings, and we actually have a really good team to do some damage in the playoffs. And we just kind of had a little sit down and just what we need to do, what everybody in that locker room needs to do as a hockey team, what they bring, kind of what their roles are, and how they need to play for us to be successful. And I thought it was a very good meeting, and had a great practice on Wednesday, and a good skate on Thursday, and Friday comes along, and all heck broke loose against Fayetteville, and it was just a great game to watch.
All right, my next question is for you and the guys. As a coach, when you're up 7-8-0, do you tell the guys to not, not to let down as much, but I mean, do you keep on scoring, or what do you tell the guys?
You know what? After we get up a few goals, it's really tough as a hockey team to stay at that level and keep going when you see the other team's tail between their legs and they're down and this and that. You know what? My biggest message to them was to keep playing the same way. We're playing for Andrew Lowen. I don't care if we score another goal, but we don't get scored on. And you know what? Let's make sure we don't put ourselves in any position to get an injury. You know what? Still play hard. Still hit. When you let up and you take a shift off or you don't put everything into it, that's usually when the injuries happen. And I think that was my message. And I don't know what you guys think. Some of the stuff that they do makes you want to work harder and stick it to them even more and score more goals. And I think that was maybe the case on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have that new goal to that far ahead, but I think the biggest thing at that point is you try to stay safe, you can get a little chippy, and try to stay with bad habits, which I thought we did do a really good job. We were really trying to do it ourselves. We kind of stuck to the game plan the entire game. No big turnovers or anything like that. So, like Coach said, we knew it was a big game for Lowen, and we were just trying to finish the game like John.
Just getting back to what Coach said, I think that there is a little bit of hatred for fans out there, and usually when you get up like that on a team, the emotion can kind of leave the game, but we really wanted to stick it to them, and I think that's why we stayed at such a high caliber of hockey for the whole game. And you know, the guys just really were committed to good habits, and it was fun to play like that. So it just comes down to probably sticking it to them a little bit and pulling it up for Lowen in the end. Really.
All right, in the second period, Corey Toy and Craig Sinchuk, there's a fight between them, and then their coach was thrown out soon after. Did that fight fuel him getting kicked out, or do you know what happened there, or what was said?
Yeah, you know what? That whole incident with Corey Toy, I mean, and Simchuk and then Craig or Kyle Johnson was probably one of the ugliest, disrespectful things I've ever seen in hockey. You know what? It's at that point. What was the score, anyways? Five nothing. I think when that happened, and you know what? In that situation, as a player, I probably would have done the same thing as far as trying to start a fight. And Corey Toy did a good job as far as you know, pushing, I think, Levi into Andrew and or Kyle or whoever it was, and then fighting Simchuk, and Simchuk going it. As a player, that's what needed to happen. Something needed to happen for that hockey team. But after that, you know what? Corey Toy spits in Kyle Johnson's face. Never seen it. So disrespectful. One of the ugliest things. He gets thrown out, and you know what? We go in the power play, and I guess what started, or why Coach Emery Olsen got kicked out was he was questioning the referee on the last goal. The sixth goal was a power play goal. Was scored right at the buzzer, and he called the referee over, and for whatever reason, the referee obliged and went over and talked to him, which he probably shouldn't have. But he's like, if the goal was scored before the buzzer went, then why wasn't there a face-off? There should have been time left on the clock, and there should have been a face-off. And you know what? At that point, it's 6-0. Why are you even questioning him? You know, that's the least of his worries. His captain, leader, just spit in guy's face. He's worried about a sixth goal that was scored in time, and you know, this and that. So if I fast forward to the end of the game, I talked to him after the game, and there was a head of officials there as well. And you know, he's questioning the head of officials why he got thrown out and this and that. And you know what? He goes, I didn't swear at. Well, I didn't go at him too hard. I just asked a question. You know, that question, why was there not a puck drop or whatever? And I think there was some expletives in there. some swear words and cussing at him. And he goes, I didn't cuss at him. I was cussing at the situation. And I'm like, well, when you're cussing an official, whether you're at him or around him, it's your inflection in your voice, and you're trying to make him feel stupid and ask stupid questions. So he got thrown out, and he didn't like it, and I think it just got worse and worse after that. But he has a whole lot more issues than a last-minute goal or this and that. He's got to get control of his hockey team, and he doesn't have that.
All right, Coach. Now after winning 8-0 on home ice, do you think it's kind of hard to keep the guys humble and keep their minds focused on the next game, or are they too excited over that game?
Well, that's a question. That's a question you ask these guys. But you know what? I mean, we all know when Louisiana comes to town, you're going to be in for a battle of a hockey game, and we knew it was going to be a different game. I was really impressed with Louisiana, how they came out, because that was their third game in 3 nights. They traveled 9 hours to get there. During the day, they literally walked off the bus at 5 o'clock after being out there for 9 hours. And they came out and played hard. We made a couple of crucial mistakes throughout the game that allowed them to score. But on a positive note, we responded every time that they scored, which was good. But you know what? In hindsight, maybe we had an optional skate on Saturday, so you didn't have to come down to the rink. Just take care of yourself and get prepared for the game. And you know what? Maybe with me having an optional skate, maybe that sends you guys a message that you know what? It's going to be easy. I don't know what do you guys think?
I mean, after winning 8-0, yeah, you're in your head, you're like, yeah, I know we're going to win every game 8-0. It feels good. You want to keep doing it. But at the same time, you go into every game with the same mentality. It's not like we're, the mentality of a specific score we want. We have the mentality of what we practice and what we're trying to do, systems-wise and all that stuff. I don't know if it has a direct tie with winning 8-0 and not necessarily getting 8 the next night. With the optional skate, maybe. We skate a lot. I don't know if that would necessarily constitute a loss. But like Coach said, they came out surprisingly fast. They had a lot of legs, which is obviously you would think that they'd be a little tired after 3 with a big West trip. But we had our ups, that's for sure. We had our downs, that's even more sure. But they were good to you.
Yeah, I agree with what Nick said. When you win 8-0, you have a little bit of extra confidence. And Coach said it right away after the game on Friday that Louisiana's going to be a better team. We're going to be in for a lot tougher of a game. And I think most of the guys do that. We didn't go in too cocky, maybe a little overconfident, but and like Nick said, they had pretty good legs. I think maybe we just underestimated them a little bit. To what Coach said, I don't think the optional skate was an issue because I talked to a couple guys and they felt great. It wasn't like tired or anything like that from not getting up and skating in the morning. So maybe just a little bit of underestimating them and a little bit overconfidence in ourselves. Maybe was a factor there.
Well, I really, you know what, it's even up going into the third period, and I mean, we did not, again, you have to give Louisiana credit. I mean, our third period was not very good, and not that we didn't compete and didn't play, but we didn't play very well in the third, and I don't know if it was because of Louisiana, how they were playing, or if we were tired. To me, it looked like we were tired and sluggish, and we were trying to be way too pretty, and I think that goes back to the 8-goal game. Back to pretty, and we're trying to puck possess and this and that. And I want to be a puck possession team, but we got to figure out when we can control it, when we can be pretty and reverse the puck and do all this stuff. And Louisiana's not a team that you can turn pucks over and this and that. And we kind of played in their hand in the third period.
All right, Coach, talking about Louisiana, I know a lot of people have been wondering about the Tyler Barr hit on Bryce Williamson, and I just want to know your thoughts on the hit and what you think will happen with Tyler Barr within suspension.
I spent an extra 20 minutes in the office. Well, actually, John had already clipped it, so I didn't have to do it. But I mean, spent an extra 20 minutes in the office sending an email out to the league, making sure that they got the video, the clip immediately, and just watching it. It was, again, another nasty incident. I mean, from Friday night with a guy spinning in a guy's face to basically cross-checking a defenseless guy, not looking at the play at all, and the play being gone. Just a terrible, dangerous hit from Tyler Barr. And obviously with Bryce being out too, that obviously had an impact on our hockey team as well, going on in the second and third period. But I would like to think he's going to get at least 4 or 5 games for it. I don't know. Not knowing how our league is and how inconsistent they are as far as their penalties and reprimanding people or whatever. I'd like to think it's worth 5 games, but and I've seen Aaron McGill a couple of years ago sucker punching a guy in Knoxville. I mean, you were probably playing that game. Broken Van Vliet's jaw. He got the rest of the year. I mean, I don't know if Tyler Barr's hit was just dangerous, but it was pretty dangerous. And I've seen guys get hurt major like that. And obviously Bryce is injured. Lucky enough, he got a few stitches in his upper lip. He's got a big fat lip. He really didn't know where he was. He's got a pretty good concussion, I imagine. So as far as time-wise, how far Bryce Williams or how long he'll be out, don't really know. It's an injury that you just kind of got to keep an eye out on it. And if he has a headache, if he has any concussion symptoms whatsoever, you know, he needs to stay away from the rink for a little bit, heal up, and then I'd like to think he'll be all right in a couple of weeks. He'll probably miss this weekend and possibly the following weekend.
All right, next question for Curry and Swift. You know, when a player goes down like Bryce did, what is your first instinct? Is it to go after the guy? And you saw Archie try and go after him and he got shut down. You know, do you think about retaliation, or does it affect the way you play the rest of the game?
Well, right off the get-go, you saw it was Bryce, so it was obviously, if it was me, you'd probably be less worried about it. Yeah, you do. You get pretty. I mean, it makes you upset when someone takes an unnecessary, takes a liberty on a guy like that. You know, kind of guy who likes taking penalties, taking kind of on the edge calls versus a skill guy. Yeah, it kind of strikes a chord with you, definitely. But I mean, like Coach said, if you want to call it lucky, I mean, he didn't. It's nothing too serious. You guys did, you know, he's kind of got a little concussion. That's obviously not good, but it could have been a lot worse. So we're lucky that Bryce will be back in a couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, yeah, you saw Archie run there, and so you know, like, guys are willing to protect each other out there and get in the face of someone who's willing to do that. So that's a good sign there, and a lot of guys in the dressing room right at the end of the period were talking about, you know, maybe taking a little bit more liberties on their guys, and you never want to take a penalty and push your team short and have a negative effect on the game. But at the same time, is, you know, if you have a chance to go through a guy, you maybe take that shot and you hit him a little harder or a little higher than you normally would, just to send a message and let them know that, you know, that's not going to be allowed, and we're here to protect each other and not letting them get away with something like that.
All right, Shannon played Saturday night, stopped 39 of 44 shots in the loss. First OT loss of the season. We're the last team to get a loss in overtime or shootout. This question's for the players. I don't know if you want to on this, but do you guys play different when Shannon's in net compared to
No, I think we're pretty confident with her back there. she's obviously a very, very good goalie. As far as I'm concerned, we play the same no matter who's in the net. We're always pretty confident with whoever is playing. I do think Kyle Johnson and Andy Winger, they take it a little more seriously because they have some history with Shannon. So you guys get them too close, they definitely let them know.
Yeah, I agree completely with everything Nick said. Both goalies are more than capable. They're both very good goalies, great at their jobs. It makes our jobs easier up front that we don't have to change the way we play. It doesn't matter who's in net. We're going to go out and do the same thing and play the same way. But maybe we are a little more protective in front of the net after a whistle or something like that. But other than that, they're both great goalies, and it allows us to just do our jobs, which makes life a lot easier for us as well.
Well, I think Shannon played unbelievable on Saturday night. I mean, 3 goals that were scored on other than the OT winner. I'd like to think she'd like to have the third one back, the 5-hole one. Kind of quick spin around it. She'd like to have that one back, but coming down the stretch in the third period, she made 4 or 5 in the last 10 minutes that were game savers, and the game could have been over a whole lot earlier than overtime. And then going into overtime, I'll take a little bit of credit. I don't think that last play that they scored on, we weren't set up properly, and I probably should have had a left-handed centerman out there. I had Nielsen Archibald on his wrong side, and he lost the first one. He lost the first one cleanly. They got a shot, and we got a reset. And I probably should have took him out, put Bates. Bates was winning Bates with Shimchuck on his left side, so it's a little easier for him to win it. And then on top of that, Slicky was on the wall, and Ginger was in the middle of the front of the net. We lose draw cleanly. Usually the forward goes out to the defenseman, and that Jared's in front of the net. He goes, well, if I leave the guy in front of the net all by himself. So he looked kind of like a turn headlights, and he took 2 steps, and the guy shot the puck, and it was just a deflection shot type thing. And so, not that we win the game in the shootout anyways, but at the same time, I got to be a little bit more on the ball and getting the right personnel and catching the lineup. And we got to talk about that going forward. If we go into 3-on-3, it should never happen.
All right, and after a tough loss like that in overtime, what do you say to the guys in the locker room to keep the morale high? And, what is the locker room like? Is it really quiet or get out there, or what is that like for y'all?
I absolutely hate losing. You know what? I don't know. It's not my speeches after the game or my talks after games. I don't know. Or you win and you're pumped up and you're excited, and just congratulate the guys and try to keep them level-headed. When you lose, you know what? I don't want to go in there and blast them because we just lost the game. It's not that the effort wasn't there. We could have won the game in the second period if we would have scored the numerous backdoor plays that we had. We had about 4 or 5 in the second period. The game could have been over in the second period, really. You know what? Just, I take a little credit. Guys, move on, think about it a little bit, see what we could have done better, evaluate your game personally, and let's be ready to go on Monday.
All right, looking forward to this weekend, you guys travel to Knoxville and take on the Ice Bears Friday and Saturday night. The last time you guys played 2 weeks ago was a bit physical. Do you expect these games to get physical, or is it just more about playing harder since they are first place team?
Well, let's back up a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. We had a good, not that we deserved an East-West game today, a fun day today, because we were mediocre last week. We were, got 3 out of 5 or 6 points. But with it being Super Bowl weekend, the guys watching the game and being realistic and what went on yesterday, we just decided to have an East-West game. So we had a draft. We had Andrew Lowen and we had Shannon draft their teams, and we had a little scrimmage today. And I told Shannon to laugh with her heart, not with her heart, with her head. And she went with her boys. And just like to say that the white team and Andrew Lowen really took it to Shannon's team, guys. What team were you guys on?
I think we were on black. We were both on black.
Oh yeah, they didn't show up. Their legs didn't show up yesterday.
It just goes to show that hard work will be skill most days.
So you guys are saying you guys are the skilled team?
Right, we're the skilled team.
Yeah.
That's just work hard.
And Andrew Lowen drafted really well. I went first pick. I don't know if he was brown nosing or what, but I went first pick. Second pick was Louis Belisle, which one of the hardest working guys on the planet during the hockey game, during practice. Andrew's third pick was Bates, I think, which is another good pick. Kyle Johnson went first overall with Shannon, and I'm like, Shannon, what are you doing? Andy Williger second, Will A third. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys are setting up for failure. But I'd like to report that Andrew Lowen, my hockey team, smoked those guys fairly good today. So, next question.
All right, with a fun practice like that, I'm guessing you guys are going to practice pretty hard tomorrow because in Cottonmouths this weekend. What are some things specifically that you guys are going to work on to take down the Knox this weekend?
You know what? Obviously, going into Knoxville is quite a bit different mentality because it's a small rink. They play that rink really well. We got to be well defensive. We got to play well defensively in our end, but we just got to do things more methodical. We got to shoot the puck from all over the place. We can't hold on to it. Knoxville's not a puck possession hockey rink. It's more of a dump and chase and shoot the puck from all over the place and react to rebounds, react to different things, and this and that. So try to drill in their heads, and it's tough to practice that type of game when you're playing on when you're practicing on a normal size rink and you're going into a small rink. So really just try to drive it in their heads to move the puck quick and shoot the puck quick and really be more deliberate on our plays. And when I say deliberate, just nothing fancy, just get the puck in, go get it, shoot the puck at the net. Know that the puck is always going to be moving forward as to reversing the play and coming back and going over here and over there and being fancy.
For the players playing in a smaller rink like Knoxville, they typically have a bigger crowd than we do on home ice. Is it a bit harder to play in rings like that compared to what you play at Citizen?
The first time you get out there, you get the puck and you think you're maybe in your own zone or in your zone, but you're actually almost in their offensive zone. This thing is so small, kind of disproportional compared to an hour and a half. But I think the biggest thing when we play on just good for having shaky starts early, we just get off the bat and just play do at times in the game just how we get
Yeah, the smaller ice surfaces, things happen a lot quicker. Guys are on you a lot faster. The puck doesn't have to move as far, so your reaction time has to be a lot quicker. And like Nick said, you kind of get a little lost out there on the small ice because, like you said, you're expecting to be somewhere and you're not. You're a lot closer to them, or you're a lot closer to the blue line or something like that. So you just have to be aware of that and just be ready to go because they're going to come hard. And if like Coach said, you just chip pucks and go in and intercept and shoot quick and make plays quick, we're going to be okay. So I think going to focus on that, we'll be okay this weekend.
Last time you guys faced Knoxville, Bryce Williams had 3 points in the game. With his absence, do you think that will affect the way you guys play, or are you switching up the lines a bit, or what do you expect this weekend?
You know what? Not going to switch up the lines too much. I mean, one guy goes down. Don't really want to mess up the other two lines because I think we've had some success with that. So, you know what? Right now, without anything happening the rest of this week, Max Cook will probably go up with Jajera and Archie, and Cookie's skilled enough to play with those guys. We just got to get it through his head to use everybody and not be too pretty. Let's shoot the puck and he's one of the better skaters on the hockey team, but he tends to try to play one-on-one and make a whole lot of moves and try to do it himself. And you just got to use his teammates a little bit and move the puck around.
Back to my original question about playing Knoxville this weekend. Last time you guys played, it was very physical. Is that what you expected this weekend, or do you think it's going to be more about playing skill-wise, or something more physical?
No, I think you know what, you're going to Knoxville, and you know what, as physical as they are, they're really not. They only have a couple guys that like to run around. Obviously, Dennis Sicard, Viper Beliket, what's his real name? Beliket. What's his first name? Brett Beliket. They name him Viper though. Really? Yeah. Physical velocity still out. So as much as they are physical, they like to scoot and this and that. We have to play physical. We're a better hockey team when we're hitting and banging and playing with an edge or not liking the opponent. So it's important for us to get off to a good start and really, I think, get a forecheck, get a good dump and chase going, get our legs going, get into the game. And we need something good, positive to happen first thing right off the bat.
All right, Andrew Lowe, he's been a bit more consistent lately than Shannon has. Do you continue with going back and forth and playing them, or do you have one goalie that you have in mind starting first this weekend?
I'm going to answer that question. Yeah, try to get controversy. Like all reporters are the same. All reporters are the same. You know what? Lowe's will play Friday night for sure, and then we'll see what happens on Friday. Make a game type decision whether we go back to back. We're only playing 2 games this weekend, so it might be a decision to go back to back with Lowe's, but not that Shannon's playing into obviously her wins and losses and how that works out. You say it's inconsistent, but I think she's been playing fairly well. And, I'm not into numbers and wins and losses. When she loses, we lose as a team, and it's because of the guys up front more than likely, not her. So you know what? We'll see what happens.
All right, and the upcoming games, we don't have another home game until February 13th and 15th. So you guys are on the road, and everyone can catch the away games at the sports page. And I just wanted, I was not going to have a game. Okay. I just want to remind everyone about our kids game, March 19th. The game has moved from 7:35 to 10:30 in the morning. Season ticket holders, if you're in a wheelchair section, if you're ringside or ice level, you can still have your seats, but everyone else will be in the suites or in a specific section. We've had a bit of complaints about the time change, but I think it's a really good game to get kids that have never come to the game before, just to get some new kind of fans into the Civic Center and see what a Cottonmouths game is like. So, you want to go with questions?
What's it called?
I don't know.
Rally, rally, heating and air question and answering time of the show right now. You got any questions out there? Yep.
Saturday night. Or Friday, it doesn't matter. It's kind of second period. And somehow the club got not just guys are going to stay from that. You get it on the side of it. And really, I'm close to the car. When it counted as the guys were outside, they were
Yeah, no, the question was a couple times when the puck comes out of the blue line, and we just shoot it in when we still have guys in the blue line in the offensive zone. and I think Williger shot it on net, and the guys are still offside. If that goes in, would that be a goal? Absolutely not. It would be called down. It would be whistled down as offside. And you know what? Back before, anytime you could always throw the puck in and tag up and not be on and let the guys come out and tag up and be onside. But before, when if the guys were still onside and you shot the puck on net, the whistle would go down and it would be called offside and it would come out. But I think they changed that. I don't know when, but I think they changed that to the they don't call it anymore. Any other questions? Cool.
I don't need fight. Any timeline on when you might expect to hear from the league on those suspensions for Barr and Toy?
Timeline for the suspensions on Toy and Barr. Corey Toy was suspended indefinitely on Friday, which means that they were looking at the tapes and they were probably going to discuss with a bunch of other guys what that means, whether it's going to be 1 game, 2 games, 5 games. But I mean, I think it's something like that is at least a 5-game suspension. I would like to see if Bill was one of my guys, he wouldn't be on my hockey team. I mean, that's your captain, that's your leader of your team. So just so you guys know, all right, put that down there. And then the Tyler Barr thing, I haven't heard anything yet. I know I sent the tape in. I haven't got a response, but there are no games until Friday this week. Nobody plays anytime during the week, so I would like to think they'll probably get down to handing stuff out by Wednesday.
Other question, anything you report timeline on Kyle Thomas and or Robert Davis possibly coming back here from the CFL?
Any timeline on Kyle Thomas or Robert Davis coming back from the East Coast League? Kyle Thomas was put on the reserve list, which I had to go on the East Coast League website to see what the reserve list actually was. And it's actually a 3 to 7 day kind of IR spot. You know, just kind of a taxi squad. So Thomas was put on Saturday. Their captain came back and played Friday. They activated another guy off the reserve list and sat Thomas on Saturday. So I kind of had a brief texting message with their coach in Fort Wayne, and he was gonna talk to their GM and kind of make a decision on what they were going to do with them. And like to think that we could see him this weekend. Robert Davis on the other hand, no idea. They just traded for a big tough guy from Evansville on the weekend. So I don't know what that means for Robert Davis. I haven't had any kind of conversation with that whatsoever.
So what you're saying is that Thomas could actually be back with the team by the weekend.
There's a good chance that might happen, yeah.
So have you already been thinking about trying to create controversy, or you already might see
Yes,
that?
you are. You know what?
Are you already thinking on what kind of moves you might have to make right there to make room?
You know, obviously it's in my mind. You know, kind of what's coming down the pipe, but knowing that Bryce isn't going to be a 30-day guy, I don't think. You know what? If Kyle Thomas or Robert Davis didn't come back to get rid of somebody, we'd have to play shorthand or sign somebody to a 3-game tryout and try to put a full lineup together. But with only having 2 games on the weekend, you know, Friday, Saturday, I think we could make do with you know, playing the guy short if that happens. And if Kyle Thomas doesn't come, we'll play short. If Kyle Thomas does come, we'll probably play short, but I'll have to get rid of somebody. So, and I don't know 100% who that will be. Anything else? Any other questions? Dana Parker, any questions? No? No. Nothing there? Show's not done. Hey, what do you got? What do you got? Come on. Yep. Oh, we got one from Dana here. Here we go.
This is like you on the hot seat right now. Like, what would, like Huntsville right now, 5-23, what would you do if you were Linda Tulio for a week or two? What would you do with that team? What kind of change would you make? And what's lacking of there to make them a non-competitive team this year?
Yeah, his hat is one thing that has to go. You know what? I mean, I don't know if Glenn DeTulio is the problem. He may be the problem. I don't know. I don't think they have a very strong leadership in that locker room. I don't think they're a hockey team. I think they're a group of 5 guys over here doing one thing and another 5 guys over here doing another. I don't think they're a team. I think they're almost individuals, and really it's all about accountability. I mean, I go in there and send a message saying, hey guys, you know what? Everybody start with a clean slate and show me what you got. Let's get down to grassroots. What are the problems? Hard work, mistakes at the wrong time, accountability. I would get a new goalie. I'd probably bring a goalie in. Not 2, just probably 1, and try to have somebody push somebody. But there's a mess there. I mean, and I feel sorry. You feel sorry for them because you know what, Keith and Becky, the owners there, are great people. They got a good organization, and you know, it's not healthy for our league to have a team that far out of it and not competitive. You know what? Not that I want to see them beat us, but I wanted to see them be competitive, and you know, it's not good for the league to have a team like that. You know what? And I look at Fayetteville. I mean, they got some better players, I think, there, but I don't think, you know, that's a team that can be very inconsistent. And you don't know what's happening with them. They can 1 minute be the best team in the league, the next minute be a bunch of retards and take stupid penalties and spit the guy's face. And I mean, to me, there's not a whole lot of respect on that hockey team. And I don't know if that comes from Emery Olson or what, but they got some older guys that are running that hockey team. I don't know if they're good guys. In my opinion, you got Pensacola that you know what, they've lost 5 out of 6, I think, and this and that. And you know what, they've lost some players as well, but I don't know what's going on there as far as personnel. I think Rod Aldoff is a pretty hard coach, and I think demands a lot from him. And I think playing in Pensacola, you have to demand a lot from guys down there, and it's not so much even on the ice, it's probably more discipline off the ice, being at the beach and getting into that beach mode or whatever. You know what, you're there to play hockey, and I don't know if he's loosened up or what, but it's interesting. And then you got Ovicholi and Trudell having their feud, Peoria and Louisiana. It's quite comical to watch those guys go at each other quite a bit. But they're both similar hockey teams, I think. They both work tremendously hard. Louisiana, I don't think quite has as good a system-wise as far as Peoria, but they're both pretty dirty hockey teams. Louisiana's a dirty hockey team. They're physical, they're dirty, and sticks behind and scaring you in the belly and all that stuff. And Peoria is not that far behind, in my opinion. So, it's a personal question. What's up with the beard? You know, you had it for how many years? And I just want to know where it's coming from. And, you know, any plans to take it off? Put you right on spot.
I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know. growing up, I always would keep a little bit of facial hair, and I used to just let the beard grow, and when I would trim it all the time, and then 4 years at school, our coach ran a real tight ship. We had to have haircuts, and we had to shave, be clean shaven all the time, and I think once I graduated, I let my hair grow, and I started growing the beard longer, and maybe it was like kind of a rebuttal for 4 years of having to shave every other day. And I don't know, I kind of like it. And it's maybe adds a little imposingness to my stature that I wouldn't have normally. So at least let them think that I'm scary for a little while. But I mean, I'll probably have to shave it eventually. Let it go for now. Do I need to shave it? Am I on the chopping block? Steph loves it.
Steph, his girlfriend likes it, so that all that matters. Make sure he, are you going for it now too? Yeah, you got a full beard going. Salt and pepper a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. I think I have a couple years left, and then I will be fully gray. But yeah, I'll probably get my beard till for like another hour and a half. I was actually planning on that all day that I was going to shave today, so I will not have a beard tomorrow. This just in, I will not have a beard tomorrow.
Well, good. What else is going on in the locker room, guys? Who's the best ping pong player?
You're talking to him. That would be me. I'm currently the #1 seed for ping pong. Craig Simchuk is pretty good. Will Ade is pretty good. Always very good. He's very good. Actually, everyone's pretty good at ping pong on your team. Makes it fun. It's kind of a game before the game. But anything to add on that? Mike is our only bad player at ping pong on the team.
Will Ade is really good as he said he is. Huh?
He probably hypes it, but he is pretty good.
Well, please don't tell him that.
All right, Coach, talking about Switzer's beard, what do you have going on? You go beard playoff beard coming up in the March, really cool. We know you had the long hair and your wife made you cut it, but I mean, is that why you have the long beard yet?
I chose to cut it because we were on a 7-game losing streak, and I changed my mojo. So the losing streak's gone. So the hair's coming back. The beard is kind of comes and goes. I got a lot of white in it now, so I don't mind it. I look a lot younger when I don't have it. So, but it is hockey season, and it's good time to have it.
So no playoff beards coming on.
Oh no! Oh yeah. No playoff beard. They may happen before if we get on a streak, and the beard might come out. But I know I'm superstitious, but not superstitious. But my pinstripe suits have been on quite a tear. 10-game winning streak, one suit, and then another five with the other one. So. I got to stick with our wins, and but we'll see what. I don't know what I'm going to go with this weekend.
Talking about superstitions, do you have any besides wearing the same suit? And Nick and Mike, do y'all have certain things you have to do before each game?
You know what? As coach-wise, not a whole lot. I mean, I try to do. In previous years, I used to go home and have a little nap as a coach, but this year, trying to stay down in the office, keep you guys on track, make sure everything gets done. No, really just doing, obviously hockey's a routine as far as time-wise, and, at 4 o'clock, I'm in the locker room putting out my notes, pre-game notes, what we need to do, and kind of the game plan, more reminders of what we need to do to be successful. 5 o'clock, I got my coffee. 5:15, doing something. 5:30, the guys start showing up, see what's going on with them, and then 6 o'clock meeting. 6:15 pregame coaches showdown at the rink, and then up in the stands. So, guys, what do you guys do? I know Nick Berry's up in the stands, I think, before the game, huh?
I don't know. I don't think that was me. No. Could have been. He might look similar with our beards. But no, I try to stay away from superstitions just for the fact that when I was younger, if I didn't do it, that's all I'd be thinking about during the game is that I didn't do my superstition. So kind of like Coach said, it's more just routine. Just, you're at the rink at 5. You have your coffee when you get there. Then we have meetings, and it's taking 6 and stuff like that. So nothing too wild for me.
I'm the same way as Nick. It's more of a routine, just doing stuff at a certain time and making sure that you're ready and whatnot. But I like to play a little bit of soccer before the coach's meeting, and I also try to stay away from superstition just because I don't want to have to rely on something like that to play good or not. So more routine and don't let Coach Blue, who's a very superstitious guy. We have a candle in the dressing room that says lock on it that we burn all the time. And Coach is very superstitious. We'll leave it at that.
All right.
All right, I guess we're done here tonight, TGI Fridays. You guys will be back next Monday for the coaches show before you guys go to Stateville Tuesday. So, anything else you want to say, Coach?
1, 2, 3. Go, Saints, go, Saints, go, Saints, go.
Well, just thank you, TGI Fridays. Great job tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Is that